I think it's time for another complete set overview. In today's video, we're going to be covering Dark Beginning 1. So let's get into it. Alright, so this is Dark Beginning 1. This is the first reprint set that Konami produced for us in the TCG. It spanned the first 5 sets of Yu-Gi-Oh!, LOB, MRD, MRL, PSV, and then a little bit of LON. So first things first, we have to go to the packaging. This is a 24-pack booster box with 13 cards inside. One of the cards is like a tip card, so it doesn't really count. So there's technically 12 cards in here. This set was by far the biggest of its time, having 15 ultra rares, 20 super rares, 30 rares, and 185 commons. The biggest set before this was Meta Raiders with only 143 cards, so this one almost doubled that. One really cool thing that I like about this set is the fact that number one, it's silver and you see the hieroglyphs in the back, but the most important thing is the fact that you have Yugi or Little Yugi on the cover. This is very unique to this. There is no other set in the TCG that has this feature. If Yugi's on the cover, it's always the Yami version. It is not this one. One other thing about this set is, although it's a 24-pack booster box, because it has 12 cards inside, the booster box itself is 50% bigger than what you regularly see during that time. It needs its own special size case. I do sell them on my website if you're interested in picking that up. But anyway, let's push all that to the side. Let's get into the cards. First off, we're greeted with Relinquished, and you're going to see that the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 holos are all Magic Ruler. Here we got a reprint, exact reprint of Snatch Steal, so we got this as an ultra rare in Magic Ruler. However, all of these guys got downgraded to super rares, which I'm a fan of. I actually like when they don't just carbon copy a reprint card. They actually add a little bit of flavor. Either they bump the rarity or lower it in this case. And from looking at this, you should be able to see that the cards have a very, very unique tint to them. This type of colorway only exists in like these 2004, 2005 era sets, and it didn't really go past there. This print quality is extremely high quality. Like, the card stock is incredible. It's overall very well done. If you're trying to pick up like nice copies for your binder and you're not trying to pay like, MRL first edition prices, I think these look just as good as MRL, maybe even better, because of that super high saturation. Here we got Blue Eyes Toon being bumped all the way down to a super rare level. This choice I don't quite understand. I think this definitely deserved ultra rare at least. There's no way that Snatch Steal should be an ultra rare while Blue Eyes Toon is a super rare, but it is what it is. Next we have Jinzo. Here we got the first ultra rare reprint of Jinzo. Now this is not unique to this whatsoever. We've got a lot of ultra rare Jinzos after this, including Retro Pack 2, etc. So here, maybe I would have preferred like a super rare variant of this. Here we have Call of the Haunted. This was also a downgrade from ultra rare to super rare. Next, we move on to the second page. Here we have Ceasefire, also a downgrade from ultra rare to super rare. Here we have a secret rare being bumped down to an ultra rare. By the way, this set has no secret rares. Every single card in here is either a super rare or an ultra rare. It's why this set doesn't go for as much as things like Retro Pack 1 and Retro Pack 2. Here we have a reprint Nobleman of Crossout. This, in my opinion, definitely deserved the ultra rare spot. This is super, super important for that time. I'm pretty sure like this and Breaker are like the most staple cards in GOAT format at the time. So I have no idea why they would keep it as a super rare. This definitely deserved a bump. Premature Burial got a downgrade. Buster Blader also got a downgrade, both from ultras to super rares. And then here we have the first non-set reprint. So this was originally released in Dawn of Destiny, the video game. Here we got an ultra rare reprint. In my opinion, I think that this is like max rarity for this card. This is very hard to come by in mint condition, like extremely difficult. And in my opinion, it looks fantastic. It goes really well with like the Dark Magician, the Dark Paladin, because there's not a lot of these magicians that were released in Prismatic Secret Rare, right? So this is very fitting with that archetype. And I like this a lot more than the Prismatic, to be honest with you. It just has a more, vintage gothic look to it. I really love Dark Sage, man. This thing is badass. Next, we have Big Shield Gardner. So this card is specifically a debut card in this set. This card did not exist in the TCG before this. This was originally a video game promo on the OCG side, but it got printed for the first time in Dark Beginning 1. This is the first and only time we saw a reprint set include cards that have never been reprinted in the TCG. And again, I believe that this adds a lot of identity. It adds a lot of collectability to this set. And I'm glad that they gave it the ultra rare slot. It was not just a random super rare. Next, we have the reprints of Blue Eyes White Dragon and Dark Magician. These are reprints of the PCK and PCY releases. Again, those released earlier than this, and this is their ultra rare reprints. I'm not sure how I feel about these. I mean, I would have loved like a different artwork, but as you guys know, like Konami is in love with these two, and they reprinted the hell out of them in the future. Next, we have Dark Hole, which I believe should have been bumped to an ultra rare, which they did with Raigeki. Raigeki was a super rare originally in LOB, and then it got bumped again, which I'm a big fan of. Next, we have a reprint of Red Eyes Black Dragon from PCJ, and this was for some reason a super rare instead of an ultra rare to match the set. We have Swords of Revealing Light staying a super rare, which in my opinion should have been bumped to an ultra. Monster Reborn should have been bumped down to a super rare because we already got the ultra rare. And then this, in my opinion, is probably one of the best decisions they made alongside like Dark Sage and Big Shield Gardna, which is bump rares to super rares. I think this deserved an ultra rare spot, to be honest with you, but even as a super rare, I'm happy. A lot of people love this print of Pot of Greed. It looks incredible, and I don't blame them. I think that this is a fantastic addition to this set. And again, it adds more identity. It was not just holos being recycled. Here, they actually decided to holify a rare or a common, but in this case, obviously a rare. Next, we have Exodia. This is the head, and this is the only piece that got a holo print of it. The others are commons in this set. If you guys know anything about Exodia, you know that this was reprinted like crazy. We have a DLG one, we have Retro Pack 1, we have so many ultra rare reprints of the Exodia head. But we have literally 0 ultra rare reprints of the Exodia pieces. I mean, other than post 2011, which I don't really count as Yu-Gi-Oh anymore. But anyway, we go on to Summon Skull. This was a downgrade from ultra rare to super rare, which I don't mind. Beast Skull Dragon, same thing as well. I don't mind because again, it's a newer rarity like for this specific card. Next, we have Change of Heart, which was originally an ultra rare and it stayed that way for this set, which is really disappointing because the card right after, Mercuria the Destructor, should have been an ultra rare. This is another one of those debut cards that debuted like Big Shield Gardna, and like this has no business being a super rare, man. This definitely should have been an ultra. It's very disappointing that they went this route. It's just not fully thought out. That's like how I can summarize this, man. Like it's just not fully thought out. Next we have Exchange, which was a video game promo. I don't mind the super rare version of this. However, I do wish that they use the alternate art because this does have 2 artworks. And in the OCG, the video game promo had one specific artwork with like the Exodia pieces. And then on the ultimate rare side, it had a different type of artwork. So in my opinion, I think they definitely missed the opportunity here. Like they were very lazy with this. I do wish that they, used the alternate artwork here. It was the perfect opportunity. Because we know like this card is not getting like any sort of love in the future. So it's like you might as well give us that and get it over with, right? Next we have Thousand Eyes Restrict, which is an ultra rare. It's still an ultra rare. Goblin Attack Force went down 1 rarity. Masked Beast went down 1 rarity. Torrential Tribute stayed the same. United We Stand stayed the same. And Mage Power stayed the same. These were the only ultras that were reprinted from LON. Most of them were left for Dark Beginning 2, which we'll be covering in a future video. Again, to conclude this set, I think it's okay. I think it's a B tier set. The fact that it's like a reprint set that messed up a lot of things, like for example, the Nobleman Crossout, the Mercuria the Destructor, the Pot of Greed should have been an ultra rare. I think they could have definitely included secret rares in here. We saw what happened with Retro Pack 1 and 2 when they did. Like they completely went crazy, and I think it's a missed opportunity. However, I do think it's better than most of the other reprint sets because it introduces cards that were never introduced in the TCG before. That's my overall thoughts on Dark Beginning 1. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Is this set worth collecting? I obviously collected it because, you know, I'm a fiend, but I know most people would rather opt out of collecting these and rather stick to like the core sets. Let me know your thoughts. Like the video if you enjoyed, subscribe if you want to see more, and if you want to support the channel, you can pick up your own garden of binders like this at strictlysealedinc.com. Stay tuned for my upcoming arcane sleeves as well, and you can check out my eBay as well as TCG player links in the description. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed and I hope you learned something. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.